Our body,
water our blood,
air our breath,
and fire our spirit.
Good morning and Happy New Year. Welcome to worship at the Community of the First Unitarian Church of Omaha. My name is Denise and I am your worship associate this morning. We'd like to make a special welcome to visitors and those joining us for the first time. This congregation is a community of all ages and abilities. It is a community with a rainbow of gender and sexual identities. It is a community of diverse cultural and class backgrounds. We draw from many sources of inspiration and share common liberal religious values. Whoever you may be, we welcome you to bring your whole self into this community. Whatever is on your heart, however it is with your soul in this moment, we are glad to have you with us. We have a few announcements this morning. First, we want to remind everybody that our mid-year congregational meeting will be held on Sunday, January 8th. The Board of Trustees would like to invite you to join us at 11 a.m. following a short worship service at 10:30. The tradition of a mid-year meeting began 3 years ago to check in with the congregation and bring forth new business that the board, the ministry team council, and other leadership are working on. We seek your input. We welcome discussions. This meeting will also begin the nominating committee's solicitation for award nominees and future leaders. The leadership slate will be voted on at our annual meeting, and if you cannot attend this January meeting but would like to nominate a member for leadership or for an award, you can go online to make your nominations. That goes out in our newsletter. There will be a mini worship in person and via YouTube as usual on that day, and then we'll switch to Zoom for the meeting. Two other things that I want to point out is we have an OWL class that is starting in January. OWL stands for Our Whole Lives. It is going to be for grades 7 through 9. There's a parent meeting on January 11th at 5:30. If you have questions, contact Christina, our Director of Religious Education. And a First Steps class will begin on January 15th for those who are interested in what UU is all about and what First Unitarian is all about. That will meet after service on the 15th downstairs. And questions about that, you can reach out to our membership coordinator, Melissa. And lastly, our land acknowledgement. It is appropriate to acknowledge that the First Unitarian Church of Omaha occupies the traditional treaty lands of the Omaha and Oto, Missouri tribal nations, whose sovereignty existed long before the state of Nebraska. We would also like to express our respect to the Ponca tribe of Nebraska, the Winnebago tribe of Nebraska, the Santee Sioux tribe of Nebraska, and over 170 other tribes represented within the Omaha area. Please make sure that if you have your cell phone with you, that you turn off your ringers and notifications. And at this time, I would like to invite Nellie up to do our chalice lighting. And I invite you to join me in our chalice words, which are in the front cover of your hymnal. Spark of the Spirit, cupped in earth's embrace, light of love, alive in all creation. As we kindle this flame, we rekindle our connection to the sacred web of life. And Connie is going to do our call to worship.
Sit by Our Fire by Jennifer Kitchen. Come sit by our fire and let us share stories. Let me hear your tales of far-off lands, wanderer, and I will tell you of my travels. Share your experience of the holy with me, worshiper, and I will tell you of that which I find divine. Come and stay, lover of leaving, for ours is no caravan of despair, but of hope. We would hear your stories of grief and sorrow as readily as those of joy and laughter, for there is a time and a place and a hearing for all the stories of this world. Stories are the breath and word of the Spirit of life, that power that we name love. Come, for our fire is warm and we have seats for all. Come again and yet again. Come speak to me of what fills your heart, what engages your mind, what resides in your soul. Come, let us worship together.
Please join us as you are able and willing in hymn number 188. Come, come, whoever you are.
Come, come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of leaving, ours is no caravan of despair. Come yet again, come. Come, come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of leaving, ours is no caravan of despair. Come yet again, come.
So there she is. Nellie is going to do our story for all ages in just a minute. Technology issues. What would the new year be without technology issues? So while we're waiting, did everybody have a nice New Year's Eve? Awesome. We're all here, so that's good.
Ooh. All right. I'm going to invite all the young and young at heart up here to come sit by me, and I'll tell them a story. Do we have any young people coming up here? Oh, that's it. Okay. So I'll tell all the young people. And while we're at it, I've got Mary Kay's phone, so when she starts posting weird things on her Facebook, don't say anything. The story is from Bolivia, right? Yes. Okay. South American. A long time ago, along the basin of the Amazon River in South America, there raged a terrible war between two groups. As soon as one group began to yearn for peace, an evil wizard named Sararuma would whisper something terrible to them about what the other side was planning to do. They plan to attack you, Sararuma would snarl. You must act now, while the land is still dry. From the drought, set a great fire to the enemy's lands. They will never bother you again. Then he ran to the other side. I know your enemy plans to set fire to your land. Quickly, you must set fire to their land before they do the same to you. Before long, all the grasslands of the countryside were ablaze, and soon both sides had completely destroyed the other. Only one man and one woman survived. They had seen the war getting worse and worse. They'd tried to urge their leaders to talk to the other side, but none would listen. At last, the couple hid themselves deep in the earth by a stream with enough food to last many days, and so they were spared. After the great fire, they were the only human beings left alive on earth. From the safety of their hole in the ground, they could see the flames licking the air. They could smell the smoke still raging outside. After several days, when the worst of the great fire's destruction had settled down, the man crawled to the surface. He stretched out a twig, and at once it caught fire. It is too soon, he said, and quickly returned to the safety of their den. The next day his wife tried, and again the twig smoldered. For 8 more days they tried. On the 10th day, the twig did not burn or smolder. With care, they came out of their hiding place to the surface and looked around. Ashes everywhere, said the husband. His wife murmured, there is nothing I recognize. No grasses, no trees were left standing. There were no people and no animals. Only an expanse of flat land, ankle deep in places with ash, and swept over by great clouds of swirling dust. Suddenly, in front of them loomed the evil wizard Sararuma himself. His cloak, red as flame, billowed around him. How do you like it, he said. Enjoy your last moments. Soon you too will die. We do not have to die, said the man. We will live, said the woman. Worse for you if you do, he said. A pathetic existence, dying of hunger in this deathbed of dust and ashes. "The land is dry for now, true," said the woman, fingering some seeds in her pocket, "but it will rain. We will plant." All of a sudden, Sararuma started to shrink, and as he dwindled in size, the tips of new grass sprouted through the ashes. "What makes you think you're any different from the others?" he shouted. "You'll end up in wars and destruction like the rest of you filthy, despicable humans." "We can't know what will happen," said the man, "but we'll go on." The charred trees began to turn green. Sararuma was barely the size of a child. "You're the only ones left. You'll have no one to talk to," he said. Said the husband, "Things will change." His wife added, "We will have children." The animals rose from the ashes and started to peek their noses about. Sararuma's cloak wound around him one last time as he was turned into a gust of wind that was blown away. The end. Now, why do you think that Sararuma turned to dust, children?
Nobody believes in him anymore.
Oh, very good. All right. We're not singing Children on Their Way, are we?
All righty. Every week, we take up an offering in support of our liberal religious values. One half of the loose currency in the offering plate is donated to a different cause each month. One local presence which advances UU principles. Our Share the Plate recipient for January is Restoring Dignity, serving refugee families in the Omaha area with housing, advocacy, and education. If you want to learn more, you can check them out on rdomaha.org. Also, in the pews, there are little yellow cards. If you would like to share a joy or a concern, just fill out that little card, pop it in the offering plate, and we will read it at the appropriate time. Now we come to the time in our service for the sharing together. We share our joys with others so that those joys may be multiplied, and we share our concerns so that our community can offer its care. We have one that was submitted ahead of time. Those on the YouTube channel, we invite you to put them in the chat. So Jessica and Taylor Iman wanted to let everybody know that Taylor will be having open heart surgery on January 11th to replace his aortic heart valve. They're anticipating a 7 to 10 day hospital stay, followed by about a 12-week recovery period at home. Well wishes are much appreciated. So Jessica and Taylor, we send you our good wishes for that. While Ian's checking out the chat online, I would like to share a joy. My daughter is getting married in October, and we are at 9 months and counting. So I'm asking for good wishes for that day in October, and also your prayers that I don't go insane between now and then. Anything?
I'm joyful that my parents' years-long depression is finally improving. So that's a joy. And anonymous.
Oh, no name. All right.
I'll add one too, just my own concern that my brother said yesterday. He had that tickle itch that was like a sneeze that wouldn't come, and my joy is that in the new year he will get that sneeze.
Whatever joys or concerns you keep in your heart, know that we here at First Unitarian are here to celebrate and to support you. If you need things, our minister is available, as well as our caring committee. Now is the time for our meditation, and I would like to invite Peg up to take that on.
If we can take a few moments to make sure that we have both feet firmly on the floor, we want to feel centered and grounded and take this time to just turn inward and think about the new year. I'll be reading As the Year Winds Down by Mark Stringer. As the year winds down to its close, and we are submerged once again in the seasonal darkness we've come to know so well, we have reason to think back upon the year that was, if only because it'll be gone. We think back to the friends we have made, the sorrow we have endured, the love we have found, the loneliness we have survived. We think back to the blessings of being forgiven and the gift we offered to ourselves when we forgave. We think back to those who listened to us in our times of need and the times we could have listened more. We think back to the things we traded for our time and to what we may have overlooked in the process. We think back to the times when we were afraid and uncertain, and we trudged ahead anyway, and the times when we were compassionate when we could have been cold. In this season of still growing night, may we see more clearly against the dark backdrop of our living, the true light of our lives, the love we give to others, and the peace we nurture in ourselves. We'll be singing our centering hymn, which is 123, Spirit of Life.
Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion. Blow in the wind, rise in the sea, move in the hand, giving life the shape of justice. Roots wholly closed, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me.
And now we're going to start our fire communion, and we're going to do a burning bowl ritual. The new year calls us forward, filled with mystery. As we turn toward that new year, we take a final glimpse of the past year and reckon with all that it held for us. There are baskets, or actually it's Ian, and you should have been able to pick up, hopefully, a piece of flash paper when you came in. And for anyone who didn't get one, Ian's got some more. Just raise your hand, and we'll make sure you get one. So what we want you to do when you get that piece of flash paper is just to reflect on the year behind you and consider what you might leave behind today, burning it brightly so that it changes form and disappears. All right, I think everyone's got a piece of paper now. So what part of our lives, what things, ideas, people, ways of living have become obstacles to our becoming the people that we want to be, the people that we need to be? And what's holding you back? What's getting in the way of you living as fully as you'd like to? What might you burn away? And what will you relinquish? So just take a moment to write a word or two on the paper, and nobody's going to see it except you, the flame, and the universe. All right, thank you to Jay Goff. He recorded that for us. Roar through my soul, flame and fire and searing heat. Burn all my fears and obstacles to ash. Now send up your sparks on the breath of the wind, up to the sun, moon, and stars, snaking paths through the sky, roads for my spirit to follow, and sweet release. We invite you forward so that you can drop your flash paper into the fire. It's specially treated paper so that it's going to evaporate really quickly in the fire, leaving no ash or residue, and the flames will take it very quickly. So as the flames take the paper, just let it go. Or if you are more comfortable, you can give it to Denise, and she'll drop it in for you. The fire will do the rest.
Rise up, O flame, by thy light glowing. Bring to us beauty, vision, and joy.
Rise up, O flame, by
Rise
thy
up,
light
O
glowing.
flame, rise up, O flame, by thy light beauty, bring to us beauty, rise up, O flame, rise up, O flame, vision and beauty, bring to us beauty, rise up, flame, rise up, light flame, vision and beauty, rise up, flame, rise up, light flame, rise up, flame, vision and beauty, rise up, flame, rise up, flame, rise up, light flame, vision and beauty, rise up, flame, rise up, flame, rise up, light flame, vision beauty, rise up, flame, rise up, flame, rise up, light flame, vision and joy.
If the past year held joy and growth for you, may that sweetness continue to bless you. If the past year held pain and bitterness, may you be relieved of those burdens and renewed for the journey ahead. Let us look to the new hope, with curiosity about its many unknowns, and with faith in our strength to navigate it with grace.
We hope you enjoyed that service. Our closing words today come from a 40,000-year-old Australian Aboriginal prayer. May the fire be in our thoughts, making them true, good, and just. May it protect us from the evil one. May the fire be in our eyes. May it open our eyes to share what is good in life. We ask that the fire may protect us from what is not rightfully ours. May the fire be on our lips so that we may speak truth in kindness, that we may serve and encourage others. May the fire be in our ears. We pray that we may hear with deep, deep listening so that we may hear the flow of water and of all creation and the dreaming. May we be protected from gossip and from things that harm and break down our family. May the fire be in our arms and hands so that we may be of service and build up love. May the fire protect us from all violence. May the fire be in our whole being, our legs and our feet, enable us to walk the earth with reverence and care, so that we may walk in the ways of goodness and be protected from walking away from what is truth. Our closing song is Circle of Light. We ask that you stand or sit from your seat and join if you are able and willing. The words are on the back of your order of service. Happy New Year.
Sing your song in the circle of light. Sing your song in the circle. You are the singer, you are the song. Come sing your song in the circle. Dance your dance in the circle of light. Dance your dance in the circle. You are the dancer, you are the dance. Come dance your dance in the circle. Dream your dream in the circle of light. Dream your dream in the circle. You are the dreamer, you are the dream. Come dream your dream in the circle. Give your gift in the circle of light. Give your gift in the circle. You are the giver, you are the gift. Come give your gift in the circle. Sing your song in the circle of light. Sing your song in the circle. You are the singer, you are the song. Come sing your song in the circle. Come sing your song in the circle. Come sing your song in the circle. Come sing your song in the circle.
Happy New Year, everybody. I think there might be coffee downstairs, but I'm not sure. There is. Okay, Mary Kay says there's coffee downstairs. So come on down, have some coffee, get to know folks, wish everybody a happy New Year.